Are you dyslexic like me? This is how I learned English with dyslexia. Part 1. When I was 5 years old, I received Pokemon Yellow. And ever since I've been a huge fan. The great thing about Pokemon is that every Pokemon have a description, they have lore, they have a name that means something. They're based on something in real life. And I recognized this when I was young, so I asked my dad, please translate, what does this mean? And I remembered it, because to me it had value. And I remember it more than anything else I learned in school. I'm sure many are in the same boat, learning English from playing games. What game taught you English? Let me know. Do you have dyslexia, like me? And maybe you found English difficult to learn. Here are some tips. Late primary school, I was introduced to anime and manga. To me it was Naruto. That was my first introduction to it. And it taught me more than I ever learned in school. Every episode was 20 minutes long and I couldn't speak Japanese, so I had to read the subtitles, and I was so invested I wanted to learn. But to me it took me an hour to go through the episode because I stopped it for every new sentence the subtitle showed on the screen. So eventually my English improved, my reading speed improved, therefore Norwegian improved, and I even learned Japanese. I started reading manga, and the thing is, if I didn't understand the text, I could always look at the pictures and I got the sense of the story. Let me know if anime and manga have helped you. Are you dyslexic like me and you find English hard to learn? Well, here are some tips that helped me to learn English, part 3. Social media, or more specifically YouTube, have been a huge resource for me to learn English. And like most social media, is to focus on the one thing that you are interested in, that this individual or video are talking about. So you're more likely to engage with the video, with the community, because we have a similar interests. Which means, as a dyslexic individual, I may actually be more likely to maybe write or even read what's said in the community, because it's something I'm interested in. So what social media help you learn English? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. What I help you? Let me know. How I learned English with dyslexia, part 4. Well, I moved there. That sure helped a lot. But before we go there, let me explain. I received a very bad grade in English. And the reason for that was because my English teacher didn't understand what dyslexia was. I could communicate, I could speak, I was very good at English, except for writing. But after my military service in Norway, which is compulsory, I moved to England to study animation. I quickly realized I was much better at English than I first thought. And I learned so much about myself, my own culture, English culture, and so many other languages and cultures, because England is so diverse. If you have opportunity to move to a different country, of whatever language you are studying, do it. You learn so much more than in school. How I learned English with dyslexia, part 5. Like I said in the previous parts, writing hasn't been my strong suit, and English writing is difficult. So here's how I learned to write English. When I first moved to England, I studied animation and I had to do an essay every year, which I failed at the first year. But with the use of the dyslexia help in the school and a good friend, I was able to get through the essays all 3 years. But I had this great idea that I'm gonna study special education, master in England. And I had to kind of pursue the teacher to get in, and I got in, and I'm very happy about that. The problem was here that now I had to write academic English on master level, and I couldn't write English, like for part 6. Hi, this is a crossover episode between how I learned English part 6 and how I explained dyslexia through art part 7. So I studied special education in England on a high academic English level, and I couldn't write English. The result was that I failed at pretty much every assignment that had to do with writing. But over the course of the year, I learned to write English because that's the only thing I did. I used all my learning strategies and all the learning tools that I had available in order to come through this. And this is how I felt, like a warrior using everything he had to fight this Word document and his essay. And what you're seeing here is actually my final essay. Not only did I learn to write English, but I also graduated. Plus, I proved to myself that all the teachers that told me that I couldn't do the things I wanted was wrong, because I made it.